Hello again. Christmas key number 2 today. What's it all about? Be back in a moment to tell you. Hello, welcome back to my Christmas key videos. 5 videos which are going to help you to improve your golf swing in 2019. The idea is to give you 5 different tips about your swing which will help you actually to build a more compact and a more repetitive swing for 2019, and at the same time hopefully get you watching a little more of my videos and therefore generating a bit of cash for Children in Need, a UK charity that I'm supporting this season. Getting straight down to business, what I'm looking for here, just a few weeks ago I was talking about this second key to the swing, but I believe this is really one of the major keys in a golf swing. One of the things that we see in all amateur golf swingers is a tendency to stand up at the end of the backswing and then hit down with their arms. And really, you're not giving your body any alternative by standing up at the end of your backswing. If you look at any good player, and I'm talking about a professional level or low amateur, they will all tend to get to the top or close to the top of the backswing, and then they seem more to basically go down in the knees to let the hips drop rather than to stand up. By doing this, what you're actually doing is you're taking away the ability for the arms to hit. And by hitting from the top of the golf swing, we all know what that tends to lead to. You're pressing the club outside the target line and swinging too steep from out to in, which is going to give you a slice on your drives and probably a bit of left to right movement on your iron swing as well if you're talking as a right-handed golfer. So what is it you should be doing differently to that? Well, we call it the move, and basically what it means is just before you get to the top of the golf swing, what we want you to do is have the feeling of kind of going down in your knees slightly and allowing your hips to roll back so that your bum is actually moving back. You're getting what we call a little bit of anterior tilt, which means that your hips are kind of moving backwards. Then when your knees stop moving down, you brace and turn. What this will actually do is it will help the golf club to flatten out as it comes down. It will also pull the club down so that you actually don't start hitting at the golf ball until you get back to almost the trail thigh in the downswing. Now, this is usually what we call the transition, and it's one of the most difficult things to do in a golf swing. And it's difficult, I think, because a lot of you are out there trying to hit from the top, trying to generate speed by starting your downswing from the top of your backswing, which all sounds quite straightforward until you look at how other people will actually do it. That means other sports people. I use the analogy of the basketball player, but if you can imagine a basketball player bouncing the ball, going backwards, going in his knees and then throwing it, he's starting the throwing action once he's actually gone down in his knees. And that's the same thing that should happen in a golf swing. If you're going to do a couple of waggles, what you don't want to be doing is taking it back and then starting the throwing action. You want to be taking it back, going down in the knees and then coming out of the knees and swinging the golf club. And this movement out of your knees is something that will help to generate more speed in the club head because you're using what we call ground forces to actually accelerate your entire movement and especially the golf club through the golf ball. How do you want to be actually practicing this? Well, what I like my students to do is basically if they put your arms across your chest and take the address position, you want to have the feeling of the body moving in a circular movement. So if you can imagine me drawing not a circle, but more of an O on my chest here, what I have a feeling of is as I rotate the shoulders down, they're moving virtually across the top of the O. Then I go in my knees and hips and let my knees and hips drop. I come down the right side of the O, press off the ground with my legs, which bring me across the O again, and then go up the other side. Now, I don't want you to get into the feeling of kind of going over here and down and across and up. I want to rather have the feeling of you kind of squeezing the letter O in so that there's virtually no movement of your head right and left when you're doing this, but rather up and down. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, John, that looks like if you do that in a golf swing, you're going to be taking some pretty hefty divots. But this actually will not happen. And I believe that a lot of the problems that we have is this fear of hitting the ground. And this fear of hitting the ground is based on, unfortunately, true life experience. You go down, hit the ground, and obviously you're not getting a good contact on the golf ball doesn't go anywhere, and in really poor cases you can actually hurt yourself. When you actually look though at all other sports, and imagine somebody going bowling who doesn't go down before they come up and throw the ball, or a basketball player who didn't go on his knees before he threw the basket, or a footballer who didn't bend his stand foot before straightening it and kicking the ball. A lot of this kind of movement, this pumping movement, is actually going to create extra force and extra energy in your shot, and that's something that you need. And your body is well aware of its ability to go up and down and to time this so that it doesn't hit the ball flat or catch the ground. And it will always be less movement with the ball than you think you're actually making. When you're actually doing this movement and you get this feeling, and then you add a golf club, you will not do as much of it once you've got a club and most certainly a golf ball in front of you. Even if the feeling is of going up and down, this is again, unfortunately, your body lying to you and telling you that you're flapping around like a fool here. Just get a video camera out or a phone and take a picture of your swing, and you'll see that you're actually very, very quiet, although it feels as if you're bobbing up and down like an otter. So if you can get this kind of rotational feeling going on in your body, almost like a swing in a swing, and you get that time so it's happening at the end of the body's rotation, before the arms have reached the top of the swing, you're going down the right side of the O, coming across and up the left side of the O, then you're going to find that that will actually help to get you to generate more club head speed, get the club moving far more fluently around you, and that will make it far easier to get the hands down for what will be Christmas tip number 3 that I'll be back to show you in just a few weeks, or even a few days. As you can see, when I hit the ball, it's very hard to see that I am doing that at all, but in my body I feel like I've just done that in order to hit the golf ball. That's what we call the move. That's the Christmas key number 2. I hope you liked it. I'll be back in just a few days with the next one. Don't forget that more often you watch this video, the more money I'll be able to give to our Christmas charity, Children in Need. Keep clicking the button. Get out on the driving range and try it out if you've got any time over Christmas. Otherwise, in the new year, and I'll see you all very, very shortly. Bye-bye.